Hello, my name is Tyler Sten, and this is Clevin Warrior, and
Hello.
today we're doing a tier list of all the main villains of the Arrowverse.
Yeah, so Tyler here had a great idea, and we've been watching a lot of these tier lists on YouTube. Hello, Paigey, if you're watching this, you kind of inspired me to do this, but we're basically, like he said, ranking all of the main Arrowverse big bads, so to speak, to how we feel is the best, worst, okay, mediocre, all that good stuff. So we're going to start with Arrow Season 1, 2, 3, and go on.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Starting first, we're going to start with Malcolm Merlyn.
Okay, so you want to say something about Malcolm Merlyn?
Yeah, you start.
Alright, so Malcolm Merlyn, Arrow Season 1. I watched Arrow Season 1. Netflix got bored one summer and was told to watch this show, and I was like, alright, why not? Started off, and I immediately fell in love with the Malcolm Merlyn character because I loved the chemistry between him and Tommy, their dysfunctional kind of relationship, and not because it was dysfunctional, but because of the way they went, their banter between on two. Like, Tommy was never felt like his dad fully appreciated him. He was like, dad didn't really care about family that much. He just wanted to, yeah, he said he cared about his family, but I mean, retrospectively, I mean, he cared more for Thea in the end, which we didn't know they were related until season 2. Yeah, but looking back on Malcolm and his motives, and he just wanted to blow up the Glades, I just felt that the chemistry, or not the chemistry, but the banter and relationship he had with Oliver was great.
And Oliver and him had a great rival, but following his following appearances in the season 3 and 4 were not good. He was still a good character, but he wasn't as good as a villain as in season 3 and 4.
I agree, and we're gonna exclude his involvement in Legends season 2 because we're just focusing on Arrow season 1. But how did you feel about his plan? His overall big.
I thought his plan was genius. He had a great motivation. I can see his pain, what drove him. So he deserves to be in A tier.
A tier due to his motives and his relationships.
Yeah.
All right, I can agree with that. All right, so moving on to Deathstroke. Or do you want to do each season by Arrow Season 1, Flash Season 1, or you just want to go in order?
In order.
Alright, so then we're doing Deathstroke.
Arrow's the main villain of Arrow Season 2.
You want to start this time?
Yeah. Deathstroke had a great rivalry with Oliver. And it set it up from his friendship with Oliver, what drove him, why he hates Oliver so much.
Yeah, building off what Tyler said, not only was Deathstroke a great villain, but he was also a great friend, because me watching the Arrow Season 1 flashbacks, like, hey, wait a minute, that's Deathstroke, and you see the Deathstroke mask in the very first, in the pilot episode, and like, how does he become this friendly character to Oliver, who trained him, got him to the point or helped get him to the point where he is now, to someone who kills Oliver's mom, which is also a great moment and a great cliffhanger to an episode. But not only that, but his costume was also very comic accurate in the sense of all I cared about was the mask, and they got the mask perfectly. And yeah, I just love his costume and his plan in general. He had a really great Mirakura army. They tied that in with the flashbacks so well. And what's the point of having flashbacks if they aren't relevant in the future or the present day? So, anything else you'd like to add?
And his monologue in the season 2 finale was phenomenal.
Oh yeah, that was really good, especially with the whole Mirakura army and that one. What episode was it where he killed Oliver's mom? That was one of my favorite episodes.
Episode 18.
Yeah, episode 18 is always a big episode, but that was one of my favorite episodes of season 2. So, I think we can both agree that due to
Deathstroke deserves to be in the A tier.
I agree. And I apologize for the lighting. The lighting's really messed up. I'll probably fix it post, but I'm hoping that it still works out. I don't know if the audio is going to sound great or not, but I've never done this before. But yeah, we decided to do A, B, C, D, F because a lot of people just do S. I don't know where S came from. I've been in school for 4 years. I just graduated. It's always been A, B, C, D, F. I don't see the point in an S. It just creates too many levels. So I just wanted to condense it and make it easier. But anyways, on to Ra's al Ghul, whatever you want to
just Al
Ghul him. Ra's al Ghul. I thought he was an okay villain. He had a really weird plan. He just wanted to gas the city.
Use the Omega virus to kill them in Dark Star City.
Yeah, that was his plan. It was like really weird. Like, I mean, you have a whole army of assassins, and you want to gas the whole city because that just happens to be his city he's in. Like, send assassins after him. I mean, yeah, Damien Dark wasn't Damien Dark also an assassin as well?
Yeah,
that's why he was the heir to the.
And some people might disagree. I don't think they shouldn't have used one of Batman's greatest villains in an Arrow TV show.
I agree, and the only reason I will, people are gonna be like, well, what about Deathstroke? You guys just said Deathstroke was an A villain. Yes, but the fact that how they tied in Deathstroke is very different than the way they tied in Ra's al Ghul. They just shoved him in there. Deathstroke was there since season 1. He didn't just get shoved in there. They built up his character. Whereas Ra's al Ghul, they just said, Ra's al Ghul, and he wasn't. I didn't care. I mean, he was great the first half of the season. That mid-season, I don't know if you agree, but that mid-season cliffhanger where he stabs Oliver.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew he wasn't going to die, but it was still awesome. That fight was incredible. But I think due to the back half of the season, the poor plan and the gassing the whole city kind of like, I don't know, ruined the whole back half of the season.
That's what made part of season 3 not the downfall of Arrow.
Oh god, yeah.
Including Olicity, of course.
Oh god, the birth of Olicity. Oh man, the Twitters. The Twitter war between Olicity and all of that. But I would put him in about the C.
Yeah, the C section.
Yeah, he had a great first half, but kind of a disappointing second half of the season and last third. So I guess we're on to Reverse Flash. Flash season 1.
I'll start.
Yeah, you go ahead, because I have a lot to say about this.
Reverse Flash. Oh my god. The greatest Arrowverse villain in all this Arrowverse. He has a great rivalry with Barry Allen, aka the Flash. He's almost in every season. He has appeared more than once in the Arrowverse. That makes him such a great villain. And Tom Cavanaugh and Matt Letcher do a great job at the Reverse Flash.
I agree, and I think when I watched Arrow season 2 and I guess the very first Arrowverse crossover,
Season 3.
Well, and remember when Barry Allen was in season 2?
Yeah.
They introduced Barry Allen in season 2 in episode 8, I think it was. It was called The Scientist or something like that. Yeah. But I remember someone stepping off that plane or that train, and it's like, oh, my name is Barry Allen. I was like, whoa, hold on a second. And I was like, are you guys going to set up a Flash show? How are you going to use the Flash? Like, I mean, Arrow is kind of dark and gritty, you know, I can understand that, but Flash is kind of cheesy and a lot of CGI. But they pulled it off, and the fact that they used the Flash's #1 greatest villain in the first season, and they managed to stick him around. Yeah, he was wiped from existence like that at the end of the season because Eddie shot himself, but the fact of how they tie in the way he keeps coming back is so compelling and interesting in the sense of, here we are 4 years later since the Arrow season, or Flash season 1 finale, and we still love this guy. And it doesn't matter, he has 2 actors playing the same character, and we love both actors, like he was saying, with Tom Cavanaugh and Matt Letcher. Letcher?
Yeah.
Yeah, and, I mean, I think we can both agree A. A.
Top of the A tier.
Yeah, top, definitely. But...
It's saying Deathstroke.
Oh, yeah.
Second.
Yeah, yeah, let's just fix this real quick. There we go. Sorry, I've never done this before, but, it's not working. There we go. Okay, now we're on to, Arrow again? Yeah, isn't it Arrow again?
Yeah, Damien.
So Damien Dark.
Your star.
Well, I'm putting him an F. I don't know about you.
The star as just describe him first.
Damien Dark. I remember in season 3, I had no idea who this Damien Dark guy was, but Ra's al Ghul was like, I'm gonna kill him. So I'm like, alright, this guy seems cool. And they're like, oh, that's Damien Dark, we killed him, and it wasn't Damien Dark, or something like that. And season 1 showed up, or season 4 showed up, and I was super excited for it. It was my first season of Arrow watching it live. So this was my very first Arrowverse season watching it as it aired. And so seeing Hive, and I love Hive. I've been a big Green Arrow fan, and I love them. I love Hive and the way they tied it in. I'm like, oh, this would be cool. And oh god, Arrow season 4. I have PTSD from that season.
Yeah,
oh
the
god,
worst season of Arrow.
The Olicity season. But I love Damien Dark in any other show other than Arrow because a magical being as himself
against a non-powered hero such as Damien Dark. He was a cliche villain.
See, and as a character himself, I'd put him as a C, but as a villain in Arrow, he's an F to me. I had no, like, this whole, like, totems or whatever he was on Lian Yu trying to find, getting locked. I didn't care at all. I was like, I don't care. And I'm sorry,
the season was going downhill.
Yeah, it was going, so I think we can both agree F.
Yeah.
But, sorry, Damien. We did like you later on, though, but we'll get back to you later. Same with you, Eobard. Okay, so now we're on to
Zoom.
Zoom. You want to start?
You.
Oh, me? Okay, so when the Flash Season 2 trailer came out, and there's this blue speech, I'm like, oh my god, it's Blue Lightning this time. I don't know why I was so excited for it, but enter Zoom. Season 2, Episode 6. Enter Zoom, one of the greatest episodes of The Flash. That ending when Zoom just basically breaks Barry's back, drags him around Central City, holds him as basically a trophy. It's like, this was easy. Like, I remember just sitting there like, oh my god, like, he just like paraded around Central City with the Flash, and everyone's just like, "Oh my god!"
And his voice so
good.
menacing.
Yeah, and seeing, I remember thoroughly like this was Jay Garrick. Well, at the time we thought he was Jay Garrick, but really was Hunter Zolomon. I'm like, it's totally Jay Garrick, and then they kill Jay Garrick, and I'm like, whoa, what? And then they introduced the concept of time remnants, and they introduced the concept of the multiverse with Zoom, and I thought the way they set that up was so great. I just loved this season. I loved Zoom.
How did you feel about Zoom in the second half with his mask off, revealing his identity?
That's where I was getting to. Zoom was a great villain up until the King Shark episode, which is where he took off his mask and it was revealed to be Jay Garrick. And I remember just sitting there like, what? Okay. And Zoom ending the whole I want to end the multiverse, I was like,
came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I can't yeah, I mean, I watched Paige here for a while, and I'm gonna straight up say I kind of like 100% agree with this guy. He said like his plan was stupid. Like, what? Well, I mean, yeah, you need a cape to hang up, but you don't even have a cape. Or what did he say? Hang up the mask or whatever.
His hang up his cowl.
Yeah, something like that. I'm just like, okay, but why? Why would you want? Someone like you would want to go to other Earths and take over the Flash and create a Flash evil army, but okay, it was just, I feel like the writers were like, okay, this is great. Okay, and then they got to the finale like, oh, what was his plan again? Why is he here? And one last thing I want to add before we decide our ranking for him is, because of Hunter Zolomon, we got Black Flash. That is all I'm saying here. Like, anything you want to add?
No. What should we put him?
I think I'd give him an A if it was not for the reveal and for his plan. I want to give him a B, but everything else I loved about Zoom. It was very apparent.
Top of the B tier.
Top of the B tier, and I would also like to say that I love what the writers were originally. Did you know the writers, when they were writing season 2, Barry was supposed to be Zoom. It was supposed to be, you know how Barry was Savitar?
About that one.
Yeah, Savitar was Barry, which we'll get to in a little bit, but originally Zoom was supposed to be Barry from Earth 2. So that would have been really interesting, but the way they did it was fine too. I would have preferred them to do the Barry route, but I mean, we can't change the past. So you want to start with Legends now, or Supergirl?
Supergirl. Let me get you started with the worst villain of the Arrowverse of all time, Non. He's just another Kryptonian villain. He's the uncle to Supergirl, and in the season 1, they set up his wife to be the main villain, Astra. Then out of nowhere, Non took her place.
And as I'm looking at the tier list, sorry to interrupt you, but we borrowed someone else's tier list. We are having issues with this, but I don't even see Non on this list, which just goes to show that no one cares about Non. I think people just forget that Non even existed. I forgot what the Supergirl main villain. I kind of just like season 1 out of my head. Only reason I knew or remembered who the season 1 villain was because of Tyler here. So the fact that I don't even see Non here just goes to show of how bad of a villain he was. He wasn't even a character. He was a caricature. He was like, I don't even. So
we would put him in the F tier.
F, yeah. I mean, he's right here. He's right here next to Damien. Poor Damien. I'm sorry, Damien.
Next is Vandal.
Vandal Savage.
You get started.
Vandal Savage
was a disappointment.
D for disappointment. I'm gonna say that now. But the only reason he's not F is because he has a few redeeming qualities. What those redeeming qualities are, you know what? He doesn't have any redeeming qualities, does he?
No.
He's nothing like.
He was so menacing in other media, like he was menacing in Justice League, the animated
Young
TV
Justice
show.
For a few. He was more menacing in Young Justice in 10 seconds than he was.
He was menacing in Young Justice. He was great in Justice League Doom. In every media he's in, he's amazing, and they messed him up.
Yeah, and
his accent is just terrible.
And I know you were having trouble with the way they did his origin story about Egypt. You want to explain that?
I didn't like how they connected him with the hot man and hot girl. He came way before the Egyptian times. He came during the caveman era.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think he did come with the caveman era, but caveman era. I forgot what the technical term for it, but whatever. I think I did like Vandal Savage's overarching season. Like he was a villain. I think the one redeeming quality is that he kind of kept the season going to where most season had filler episodes, and Legends season 1 had filler episodes, but you still knew every episode that the threat of Vandal Savage was there. You can go watch The Flash season 3 or 4, and you have some random episode, and you're just like, wait, who's the main villain again? Or like Flash season 5, and we'll get to Cicada, but like you can have some random episode. I can watch some random episode like Cicada. Oh yeah. Cicada's there, but with Vandal Savage, you knew he was there. You knew he was a threat. You knew the end of time was coming. So, I think that one redeeming quality for him moves him up from an F2D. Do you agree?
Yeah. So, what should we put him?
We should put him in the D section. And,
next is Savitar.
Savitar, okay. Savitar, a lot of people hated Savitar. I remember watching the reveal of Savitar live knowing it was Future Barry. The only issue I had with it, I really wanted it to be Future Barry. I hated, and I'll say this again, I hated that it was a time remnant. Why did it have to be a time remnant? Why? You could have done something so much more creative, like it was Barry from Earth 2, it was Barry from Earth 7, but something happened along the way, and he's like, why does this Barry get to have a happy ending, but I don't? And he could that could be the whole reason. They could have tied it in. And I think the whole what came first, the chicken and the egg time loop was a great idea too, but it bugged me because we never got an absolute answer as to where Savitar came from, why he created that suit, why he can enter the Speed Force, why he has white lightning,
why he had half his face burned.
Yeah, we never got that answered. So there's that.
And how the way he died was stupid.
Yeah, he just got shot in the back by Iris. But, I mean, I know it was metaphorical and symbolic. Barry was trying to save her all season, and she saved him in the end by shooting Barry in the back. Okay. But, I don't know. Sorry.
People wish Dr. Alchemy was the main villain.
I like Dr. Alchemy for a half-season villain, but I think Cobalt Blue would have been a better half-season because, I mean, I don't know, but, excuse me. Sorry guys, I'm sick or something. I don't know what's wrong with me right now, but
where should we put him?
I think C, because although I like Savitar, I really wish he was out of the suit more often.
C.
So his suit was great. You want to put him in the C? Or drag him to C? Yeah, we'll put him with Ra's al Ghul. Okay.
Prometheus.
Alright, you want to start? I know you love Prometheus.
Prometheus. He's right next to Reverse Flash. He's by far the greatest villain on Arrow.
Yeah.
His motivations were great. He and Oliver had a great rivalry, like him, Eobard Thawne, and Barry Allen.
Yep.
You go on from there.
I think my favorite episode of Arrow of all time came from season 5. It was season 5, episode 18, called, what was it called? Capuchin, or whatever it was called. And I like how it's my favorite episode. I can't even remember the title. I love that scene where Oliver's like, and I liked it, or and I like it, when he was asking why do you do what you do or whatever, and he had him chained up. That episode was so great. And I think, absolutely he's an A in my opinion, but I think Deathstroke is a little bit better than Prometheus, only because, and don't get me wrong, Prometheus is one of the greatest Arrowverse villains of all time, but the only reason I like Deathstroke a little bit better is because Deathstroke had that personal connection, and we saw that personal connection. With Prometheus, we never saw that personal connection. I mean, we did, but that was throughout the season. It was never set up prior. Like, we didn't see it firsthand. We just, like, they just showed it to us rather than, or they told it to us rather than showing it to us. And so I think we both agree he's an A. You want to put him, you have anything else you'd like to add?
No.
Alright, who's next?
Rhea. You go.
I don't even think Rhea's here either. Oh, no, we had Cadmus, so yeah, that all ties in anyways. Season 2 is Supergirl.
Rhea. That's Rhea.
That's Rhea? I thought that was
no, that's Rhea.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Lena's mom. It looks like Lena's mom.
Let's start from Rhea.
Alright, so I don't even remember Rhea. I remember the Daxamites. Didn't she kill her husband at the end?
Yeah, Ray is one of the other worst villains in the Arrowverse.
I agree.
Because she didn't show up later in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
At first, Katniss was going to be originally the main villains. Then,
which I also think was an F.
Then out of nowhere, Rhea took her their place.
I don't have much to say about this.
Only thing they tied into it because she's the mother of Mon-El, which is Supergirl's love interest was.
Yeah. So I guess there was a personal connection, but I didn't care about that. I did like Supergirl and Mon-El's, but like the only relationship I truly cared about in the CW was Supergirl and Mon-El. And then it didn't happen. I'm just like, oh well, you guys set something up good, and then I mean, I know why they did it. Add some emotional. That's what the CW does. They're known for their relationships and drama. I'm just like, that's the only relationship I've ever truly liked, and I'm just like, oh, well, all right.
She belongs in the F tier.
F. Same with Cadmus. I know I would put her in F as well, but next is
the Legion of Doom.
Okay, Legion of Doom. I don't think the Legion of Doom is here.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
right there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's right. It is there.
Usually.
Okay, so Legion of Doom. I remember when Legend Season 2 was coming out, and they set up that whole Justice Society of America. I lost it when they set that up. Like, wow, this is awesome.
One cliffhanger.
Yeah, and they were setting up Our Man, who was killed off like the first 2 episodes or something, and which sucked. We didn't even get to see him in his full glory. But seeing Reverse Flash come back was one of the Matt Letcher was one of the greatest, or was one of the most hyped moments for me in the Arrowverse. And seeing all of the greatest villains of the CW shows come together, CW Arrowverse shows come together.
And FYI, this is Damien Dark's best season.
Yeah, so, I mean, not great.
Along with Season 3.
Yeah, so although he sucked in Arrow, he was great in Legends, because putting him in Legends made more sense than putting him in Arrow, because he was magical. You had Nora Dark in this, no, you had Nora Dark in Season 3. But they set up Nora Dark, you have all this magical stuff that they led into Season 3 and 4, and it was just a great way of, having 2 teams to come together, and plus it was the Legion of Doom. So.
All 3 of them, Ebon Fun, Damien Dark, and Malcolm Merlyn had great chemistry.
Yeah. So, not to mention that Black Flash scene towards the end of the season, it was like episode 14 or 15 or whatever, when it was like the episode before Doomsday or something like that. But
Doomworld.
Yeah, it was the episode before that, I believe, when they're getting the staff, or they're hiding in. Black Flash is chasing Eobard, and he's just standing still. Oh god, the CG sucked for Black Flash for whatever reason that season, but it was so great. I remember at the edge of my seat, like, oh, Eobard, you done goofed, buddy. But that was one of my favorite Legends Season 2 moments. So, put him in, like...
A.
Wait, before we put him in A, I do want to add one more thing that really did bug me about the Legion. Cause I think it's a B. Because half the team wasn't even fully formed until, like, the last 3 episodes. That really bugged me. I mean, you see him...
Captain Cold and Heatwave joined after that.
Yeah, at the very last second. I'm just like, you set up the Legion of Doom, and you played with them for 2 episodes. If that. And I'm like, I would have rather seen... that was a really bad list there. I would have really liked to see them use teamwork to get to know each other and to work together more than, just an episode or 2. And I really wish that dynamic had played out better. So, I think it's a B. What do you think? You think it's an A?
Yeah.
So, how about, we just do this? Just to, we can't put it in the middle. Oh, that sucks. I thought you were able to put it in the middle. But,
just stick them at B.
Just stick them at B for now? Okay, we think it's more of an A-B level, but, I guess we can go to Mollusk next? Or Rain?
No.
Rain?
No. Next is...
Diaz?
DeVoe.
DeVoe. Oh, yeah, DeVoe. What's the actor's name? Something Sandilan? Neil Sandilan was an excellent DeVoe. I was so excited for the first non-speedster Flash Rogue to be the main villain of Arrow season...
Flash Season 4.
Flash Season 4. And episode 7 of Flash Season 4 was the greatest episode of the season, I believe.
Flash Season 4 what?
Episode 7. The one with the flashback with
DeVoe.
And I was like, wow, this villain's awesome. Very next episode, oh, he's gone. You're just gonna jump into multiple bodies for the entire season. And the back half of the Flash Season 4 sucked. I hate it. But it was so boring, like, just meta of the week, meta of the week, meta of the week, meta of the week, meta of the week.
Episodes.
And it was
The New Sanderlands returned.
Yeah, for what? An
3
episode?
episodes.
3 episodes? Oh yeah, because he was in Ralph's body or whatever. But just seeing that body hops just was so annoying. But as a villain, I didn't. How did he die? They just unplugged his chair.
Yeah.
They just unplugged his chair. Like, okay, he's done. I'm like, oh, all right, cool, I guess. But I think he's a D. He was really disappointing in the sense of I wanted to see more of Neil Sanderland. I mean, if you want to do it for 2 episodes by body hopping, fine. But the whole back half of the season, it really took me out of it. I did not want to see that.
Next is
Ricardo Diaz.
Yeah, Ricardo Diaz.
I don't have much to say about Ricardo Diaz except I'm starting to notice a trend of a lot of my favorite seasons or episodes within the seasons are villain based. In the sense of my favorite Arrow season 6 episode was the episode of Ricardo Diaz's backstory. He lit a man on fire at the end of that episode, and that was just so chilling to see. I was so disappointed that he didn't look like his comic counterpart with the burned face, but they managed to give Barry a waffle face.
And he didn't get enough character development.
Yeah, he only had 1 episode of character. Same with DeVoe.
He didn't have a good rivalry with Oliver until season 7.
Yep, and then they killed him. So that was great. But because Ricardo Diaz was the villain of season 6 and not 7, and I thought he was better in 7 before someone killed him, I think he is a D. I did not care for Ricardo Diaz at all. I was like, I'm ready for this season to end. Do you agree?
Yeah.
I just did not like him. I liked him better than Damien Dark and Rhea and Non. A lot better, but I just didn't care. He was cool. I just didn't do anything.
Next is Rain.
Rain. Exactly. When I think of Rain, it was cool, but they didn't. Again, she just went around. What?
She was the first best typical main villain.
Yeah, she was a lot better villain, but I like the dynamic between. I keep saying the word dynamic, but that's the word that keeps coming to mind. But I like the dynamic between the fact that what was her name, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, her and her daughter Ruby. That kind of duo between them was really great. See how her mom is part-time, mom, and then part-time supervillain. And I really thought Alex was going to adopt Ruby at the end of the season because they set up her wanting to be a mom, and they didn't do anything with it, which whatever. But ended up all happy-dappy at the end of the season, like every Supergirl season, but except season 2. Yeah, I don't have anything to say about Rain really, except okay.
That fight in the mid-season.
Oh, that was a good fight. Yeah, mid-season finale fight was pretty great, and she did have character development, which I do agree, but more with Sam. And then we never saw her again after season 3, which sucked. I kind of wanted her to come back as a cameo, but I think she's more of a C villain. I don't know about you, because she is better than Ricardo Diaz.
C.
I do see she being a C. And now what? We're at Mullis.
Mullis, yeah.
Oh, Mullis, my favorite Arrowverse season of all time. Legends of Tomorrow season 3. My favorite Arrowverse season. You want to start? Or you want me to? Okay, so now that finale with Bebo, our almighty Bebo, Mullis
didn't show
up at all. But they waited. I know why it's CG and all that, but at least with the Thinker, they had a great actor who was probably cheaper to use than using CGI. So I don't know why I mean, I'm not an executive producer or someone who casts or anything like that, so I don't know. I'm not a digital expert or anything like that with CGI, but they did show Mullis, and he looked great. Like, it wasn't just some random, like Neron looking guy who don't even get me started on Neron, but he was cool when they set up Bebo and that Bebo and Mullis fight, which is fantastic. It was so funny. And the whole season was surrounded by Nora. Damien was thrown back into the mix. So this Mullis, he was there.
And it was Damien Dark's best season.
Yeah, it was his best season, and he had a lot of character development. And he did kill. He killed Damien. He killed Rip.
Yeah.
Who else did he kill? He killed one other person. I thought he killed Bebo. Jerk. But I love Mullis. I just wish he showed up more. I get why they didn't, but at least with the Thinker, and I think it's better than the Thinker just because he was still there. Whereas the Thinker, I didn't care. Like, I'm like, show me Neil Sanderland. Whereas when it came to Mullis, I'm like, oh, at least he did, like, showed his eyes, he had that dark voice. You knew it was Mullis, not just some guy trying to be someone else. But
yeah.
Want to go?
So what tier? B?
I think it's a B. Alright, you want to start next?
Next is Cicada.
Oh, you
Probably
start.
the worst villain of the Flash
Yeah.
ever. He was good in the beginning of the season. He beat it up Team Flash like in the second episode of the season.
Yeah, that was good.
Then in the second half, right? And the mid-season finale of the Flash, Team Flash just started beating him up, like using him as a punching bag. They beating him like every episode.
Yep.
Then
Cicada. When they announced Cicada was going to be the villain of season 5, I was like, wait, you mean that old dude with the dagger? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I thought they were going to do like a Dr. Alchemy thing, where he's just a season, or he's the big bad for half the season, and then they tie that into the back half. But they didn't do that. And like every time he fought, like he took the powers from Team Flash, was a cool idea. But then he just fly away. Like where did that power come from? He just flies away. Every single episode they fight him.
They beat him.
He flew away. Every single one.
Then here's the saving grace. They killed him off. They killed him. Then his future daughter was a little bit better.
She was, but they were so. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, when he was. I just thought they were bad actors. I mean, every time the Cicada was on, it was just like that's how people sound when they're angry. They just almost like what? And then the other guy would do. I thought Paigey also made this theory up, and I really wanted this to come true. It was the reason he's acting all like cartoonish villain was because the daughter was controlling him, and I thought that would have been explained why the acting was a little cheesy and bad. But no, it's just because they wanted it to be cheesy and bad, I guess. But.
Cicada F tier.
I think he's a D villain only because, although he sucked in every regard, the relationship between Orland Dwyer and Grace, what was her last name? Grace Gibbons was really good. Like he did not want Grace Gibbons, and he treated her very poorly in the beginning. He was not a good dad. But throughout the episode, throughout the season, only the first half though, he really truly cared about Grace, and he became a good father and took care of her, and he only wanted to protect her. And I think that's the only redeeming quality of Cicada. But what do you think?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
All right.
Next is Emiko Queen.
Emiko Queen. She was just disappointing. Such a cool character, and
they set it up to her being the hero. Then, out of nowhere, she was the leader of the Ninth Circle this whole time.
Yeah, well, in the comics, she triple crosses. She betrays Team Flash because she needs to.
Team Arrow.
Or I keep confusing. She betrays Team Arrow to betray the Ninth Circle. To betray the Ninth Circle again. She does some weird triple crossing stuff in the comics, and I thought that's what they were gonna do. And I thought she was gonna become Red Arrow and continue on the show and become in the future Flash forwards. But they didn't. They just killed her in the last episode. I'm just like, what? That's what you're doing? That was a disappointment. But what do you think?
F.
You think F?
No, D.
D? I agree with D.
There's some redeeming.
Okay, and then there was we're missing
Lex Luthor.
I have not finished Supergirl season 4. So
Lex Luthor was the best. The actor who played him, John Cryer, was the perfect casting. The best live-action Lex Luthor I ever seen. Better than Jesse Eisenberg.
I'm glad to hear that, but anyone's better than Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, so.
The only thing I don't... This is just minor. They really need to shave off his beard. He doesn't have a beard in the comics, but that's just minor.
That's minor.
Rather than that, he's a perfect Lex Luthor. The only other problem I have with him, he only appeared in 3 episodes. Yeah.
Really? Only 3?
Yeah.
Huh.
But the other great part here, what has been going on in season 4, he was behind it the whole time.
Huh.
Agent Liberty, he was behind.
I guess that was close for me, but that's okay. I did agree to do this list with you, but what do you think he deserves to be?
A tier.
A tier? You think he's B tier?
B tier.
I haven't seen it, so it's up to you. I did see his cliffhanger, the last episode I saw was the cliffhanger into Lex Luthor, but Black Lightning, Tobias Wales.
No, let's pretend this is Nero.
On Neuron?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess they didn't put Neuron on this list, but pretend this is Neuron. Because Black Lightning isn't part of the Arrowverse,
no.
as of my knowledge. I didn't watch season 2, so.
Neuron.
Neuron.
talk about.
That's what I gotta say about Neuron. Thanks for. You want to say something about Neuron?
The Neuron was just terrible. He was just a flow of dust or something.
I mean, he looked cool for like 10 seconds. There was that.
And they used Ray as a plot device. He used Ray as.
Yeah. And then, oh god. He looks so cool and so scary. And for like 10 seconds.
The season was bad. Legends Season 4 is my least favorite season of the Arrowverse and Legends. Do you agree?
I think Arrow Season 4 is my least favorite.
Yeah.
And then it's Legends Season 4. Season 4 Curse is not working out. Or working out very well.
You got Season 4 of Flash is not that bad.
I did not like Season 4. It wasn't that bad, like Legends bad or Arrow Season 4 bad, but are we missing anyone else?
No.
But yeah.
So this is the tier list for all the main villains.
Before we end this video, do you want to make any predictions as to what next season's villains are going to be? You don't have to. I can,
no.
You don't want to? Alright, but thanks for watching our jerry-rigged tier list of our Arrowverse villains. This is what we came up with, and I know the pictures weren't exactly aligned, but it's our first time doing this, and we had to borrow some template because there were some issues with uploading images. But anything you'd like to close off with?
Make sure to leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you.
Thanks guys
for watching.
Thanks guys for watching, and see you guys in the next one.